Gowanus Pier has been restored to what it looked like when it first shut down in the 1960s. A once industrial pier for tugboats to connect to trains, it is now for fast commuter ferries. We are gonna rock and sway with dozens of commuter ferries on today's trip, even on the weekend. And during the week, it's many, many more. Because, New York City Manhattan is only connected to New Jersey vehicularly by that one bridge, the George Washington Bridge, and by 2 tunnels. So there's a lot of traffic, and commuters look to avoid that traffic. They're happy to pay a little bit more sometimes and get one of these commuter ferry boats. Back on the left, we're sailing by a pier called Pier 40. And if you were on the boat earlier, you remember me talking about subtracting 40 from your pier number. That only works midtown and uptown. When you come south of 14th Street, where now the grid pattern is gone. These are the original colonial era streets. The city before 1811 had streets that curve and bend. They were often named instead of numbered. So at Pier 40, you are at Houston Street, which is spelled just like the big city in Texas, but in New York, definitely pronounced Houston. And we're sailing south, so the neighborhood beyond it, south of Houston, is a neighborhood we abbreviate as Soho. We have a couple of neighborhoods like this, once industrial neighborhoods that go trendy residential, and we give them these abbreviated names. So next to Soho, you've probably heard of Tribeca, where Robert De Niro has his film festival. Tribeca stands for Triangle Below Canal Street. And Canal Street touches the water where you see this tan stone structure that has its own pier. That structure is ventilation. That's an air vent for the Holland Tunnel. The Holland Tunnel is the world's first underwater automobile tunnel over a mile long, but it was also the first connection for cars between New Jersey and Manhattan. But now I'm going to jump ahead past Tribeca, and we're going to talk about the glorious downtown skyline. The tallest building that you see up ahead on the left is in fact the tallest building in New York City and the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere. That is One World Trade Center. Now this is the same building that sometimes people call the Freedom Tower, but its official name, One World Trade. And that's the same name that the North Tower of the Twin Towers had, One World Trade. In many ways, this new tower is a tribute to the Twin Towers. You'll see that it has 8 triangular sides, representing, of course, the 8 sides of the 2 towers. It is also the same height as the Twin Towers were by floors, only the antenna makes this one taller. It is also roughly the same width as the Twin Towers were. From where we are, it may appear that the building tapers, becomes more narrow towards the top. That's an optical illusion created by the great height of the building with the triangular sides. When we get in front of it, the illusion fades away, and you'll see that it is, like the Twin Towers, the same width at the top that it is at the bottom. And when that illusion fades away, the street will open up to your view. In front of the white canopy for fast commuter ferries, you'll be able to look down the street, and you'll see that those glass windows don't extend all the way down. The first approximately 250 feet of this building is this reinforced concrete and steel base. It has a beautiful, massive lobby inside. And this was done in part for security, but also because at the time of design, there was not yet demand for a 100-story office building here. So what they did was, because they wanted it to be a very specific height, they built an 80-story office building on a 250-foot pedestal with a 400-foot antenna to reach the overall height, 1,776 feet. 1776 is a symbolic number. That is the year of the American Declaration of Independence. And so the first design detail agreed upon was that the Freedom Tower, One World Trade, would be 1776 feet tall. Ahead of the tower, you'll see a rounded glass atrium. That's the Winter Garden. That was the first structure rebuilt in '02. Behind it is where the original One World stood. And so that is where the memorial site is today. Number 2 was further ahead, behind where you see the lowest of the green rooftops. And so, they've kept the footprints of the Twin Towers as these beautiful infinity pools as part of the memorial there. Everything on the right, by the way, is Jersey City, New Jersey. And Jersey City is booming. All of these are relatively new buildings, about 20, 25 years old. The corporate-looking one, the very glass one, the southernmost one, that was built in 2004 for Goldman Sachs when they were displaced from their Manhattan headquarters during the rebuilding. And next to that large corporate building is a large clock. It is very big, the Colgate clock. There used to be a toothpaste factory here many decades ago. The factory is gone, but the clock has been landmarked, meaning it has historic status. You're not allowed to take it down. And they do say that it is the world's biggest freestanding single-phase clock. I don't know how many freestanding single-phase clocks there are in the world, but that one's the biggest.